And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everyone, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real option trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open so you can follow along. Set your YouTube video quality as high as possible. That way you can read the numbers a whole lot easier. Have your calculator ready so we can do some easy math. If you have a question or a stock you want to go over live, leave it in the comments section and we'll get to it. And finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, everyone. Happy Monday morning. We've got a busy week this week. We got CPI tomorrow. We got the Fed meeting on Wednesday and a lot of other Fed decisions across the world this week. So we should see a lot of movement. We have December expiration this Friday. So we still have our Boeing and Roku positions that do expire on Friday, and they're both completely in the money, both the short and the long side of the spread. So we'll go over that. We're still trying to roll both the Boeing for no credit at all, so just zero across the board. It'll be an even trade, just buying us more time. Same thing with Roku. SPY position we rolled last Friday or Thursday, I believe. So this is more down $313 or so. Okay. We're short the 456 and we're long the 461. So we got some time on this one. We're now January expiration. IWM trying to get to 20. It's a little underwater. Down what? A couple bucks. Same thing with XBI. Down $7. That's not bad. All the rest of these are January expiration. So we've got plenty of time, 4 or 5 weeks to go on those. All right. Let's see what new opportunities we have today. First up is Oxy, OXY. In the news today, I think takeover with Crown Castle. What do we got? Occidental Petroleum CEO, $12 billion Crown Rock deal. Earnings are in February. Not a lot of movement off this one, so there may be nothing to do here. Hitting a low here. Range bound since February of 2022, so not a lot of clear direction here. Let's take a quick look at the put side and then move on. January expiration. We got 39 days till expiration. Really close. We'd have to sell the 52.5 and buy the 47.5. Hardly any volume here. Let's take a look. 38 minus 6 divided by 2 divided by 500, 3.2% there. On the call side, you'd have to sell the 62.5 and buy the 67.5. That's going to be even worse, okay? So let's move on. Next, I think, is Best Buy. I think there's an upgrade today. Next earnings are at the end of February, so that's great. At Best Buy, bull rating from Jefferies, okay? That makes sense. Up almost 3% today. Kind of in no man's land here. On the call side, you'd have to get really close. Sell the 80. That's awfully close. If you sold the 80 and bought the 85, it's 81 minus 19 divided by 2 divided by 500. 6.2% there, but the 80 is a little close for me. The 82.5 is going to be too far out to make it worth it, okay? Close. Let's move on. Macy's, I think they got a bid to go private today. $5.8 billion buyout. I think they're valued at $21 a share, but I don't think that was a final offer. So this could keep moving up. We were in Macy's back in August through November. Now they'd be looking like to sell the call side. For January expiration, we sold the 23. Not much here. Not a lot of liquidity either. Not a lot of volume. We got a 12-cent spread here. That's not very good. put side, same thing. Not very good. Let's move on. Cigna and Humana. Cigna's up 16.5% today. They had a deal to either merge, or I think Cigna was going to buy Humana, but I think that all fell apart today, yeah? Yeah, talks to end. And they hiked their buyback. So that's why it's up big. Humana's probably down. We'll follow up with Humana after this one. On the call side for January expiration, if you sold the 330 and bought the 340, but we're going to pass on this one. The 340 is way too liquid. You got the bid ask is 65,115. Hardly any volume at all. On the put side, same thing. 65-cent spread here. You'd want to sell the 280 and buy the 270. Close. Let's look at Humana, see how it's reacting. It's down slightly, not that much. Earnings for Humana are February 5th. No clear direction. Got some good volatility in it, though. Let's see. On the put side, you'd want to sell the 430 and buy the 425, but here again, hardly any volume to a liquid. Call side's the same story. You'd want to sell the 515 and buy the 520. No volume. Cool. Interesting, but let's move on. Delta. Airlines in general have done really well. Still kind of hanging out in no man's land. Could catch some resistance here around 41. When are earnings? Earnings are January 12th. So this will be part of January expiration, which is a month away. So I want to avoid earnings if possible. Let's move on. Following up on AMD from last week. Had a really good week last week. Post earnings, big move up, slight pullback, and then a lot of movement up really fast. Earnings for them are now January 30th. So their earnings are post January expiration. Let's look at the call side. If you sold the 150, bought the 155. It's 171 minus 110 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6.1%. I like this one. Where's 150 on the chart? 150's up here. It's not an all-time high, but awfully close. We'll make a note of AMD. Next up is Nike. I believe earnings are coming up, though. In the news today, buy rating. Looks like an upgrade today. Earnings are on the 21st. So that's in 10 days. We're too close. We'll follow up post earnings, see if there's a big move. If there is, maybe there'll be something to do there. Okay, let's move on. L3Harris up 3% today. What do we got? Looks like there's changes on the board of directors. All right, good. Earnings are January 25th. Could catch resistance around 208. Let's take a look at the call side. Not a lot of volatility here. Hardly any volume. Spreads too wide. Let's move on. Honeywell, HON. Earnings are February 1st. Okay. Here's our chart. Not crazy about this one. On the call side, the 210 is too close and the 220 is too far out. On that side, on the put side, Same thing. The 190 is too close and the 185 is too far out. Let's move on. Home Depot. No news today. Earnings are now on February 20th, so pretty far out. Had really good movement before earnings, gap up after earnings, and continued lots of strength after earnings. So maybe now is the time to pull the trigger on the call side. Not a lot of volatility up here, though. Yeah, very low volatility on this one. It's the problem. On the call side, if you want to sell the 350 and buy the 355, what do you get? 137 minus 79 divided by 2 divided by 500, almost 6%. This one's not bad. We'll mark Home Depot. Where's 350 on the chart? $350's right here. Ooh, hold on one second. 350's right here. Awfully close, though. You are getting close to 6%. Interesting. We'll keep this one on the list. Next, Amgen. Sorry. What were the news today? Earnings are January 30th. No news. Never mind. We'll skip this one. Let's take a look at Alibaba. Trying to wait for it to get down to 65. Getting closer. Ugly, ugly chart. On the put side for Alibaba, if you sold the 60 and bought the 55, you're not going to get paid for it. Let's skip this one. Quick check on gold before we take it off the list. I think the move on gold is over. Yeah. We missed this one. We'll go ahead and take gold off the list. And oil today is not doing much of anything, so we'll skip checking in on oil. Let's go to our IV rank scanner, and we'll sort by volume. IWM, the Russell 2000, still has some IV in it. Let's check it out. We've got our position open. We are short the 197,200 for January. Down slightly today, so we're short the 197. That's way up here. Down $6. That's not bad. If you want to open something today, probably the same thing. Sell the 198 and buy the 205. What do you get? Move may have been made already. 114 minus 42 divided by 2 divided by 700. 5% on the nose. We're trying to make 20. Where's our item? We're trying to make 20 cents for $300. 20 divided by 300. We're trying to get a 6.6% return. So maybe the move's been made. If you sold the 197 and bought the 200 today, what do you get? 129 minus 85 divided by 2 divided by 300, 7.3. So if you're not in this one, I mean, if I wasn't in this one, I would open this one again today. Still got a lot of time. I have to make a big move up. It's already moved a good amount since this October low. High, high, high. Could be topping out here, moving down. Same thing with all the averages. The S&P 500, all of them just seem to be topping out or going nowhere. They're just waiting for CPI data tomorrow and the Fed meeting on Wednesday. All right. Back to the list. Marathon Digital down 10% today. It's too small of a stock, though. $15. The TLT. We didn't look at the TLT yet today. we kind of have to wait for both CPI tomorrow and the Fed meeting on Wednesday, then maybe make a move on the TLT, selling a call spread if it gets up to here 97. It could get there for sure by Wednesday. The show on Wednesday will be before the Fed meeting, so Thursday morning we'll see what happens. Okay? But if you want to open something before the Fed meeting, be my guest. On the call side, sell the 99 and buy the 102. It's $300 wide spread. 61 minus 30 divided by 2 divided by 300. Hold on a second. 46 divided by 2 divided by 300. 7.6, is that right? Maybe I messed up the math. Hold on 1 second. 61 minus 30 divided by 2 divided by 300. 5.1. That makes more sense. Interesting. Not as good as something else. Put side, sell the 89 and buy the 86. 39 minus 15 divided by 2 divided by 300. Even worse there, 4%. So skip the put side. All right, moving on. Macy's you already looked at. UNG. It's a shame. SoFi, $8 stock. Robinhood, $11 stock. Paramount, Riot, GameStop. Pfizer has the event on the 11th. It's the 65th annual meeting of the American Society of Hematology. Some information on one of the drugs. Let's take a look. PFE. Earnings are January 30th. Ugly, ugly, ugly chart. Oh, a shame. On the put side, if you sold the 26, you get 16 cents. Pass. You get paid more on the call side, but not by much. Selling the 31. Let's move on. Oracle has earnings today after the close, so we'll follow up tomorrow, see how Oracle does. Citigroup. Bank earnings are coming up in about a month, 5 weeks or so. XBI. I'm in that one right now. Let's check it out. Here's our chart. We are short the 85 and long the 90. Sold the 85, bought the 90. It's very widespread. We opened this on the 30th. So back here, somewhere around here. Interesting time to make that call, but there you go. XBI, if you want to open a position today for the January, if I had to reopen mine, I would sell the 86 and buy the 91. So not much has changed. If you sold the 86 and bought the 91, what do you get? 75 minus 28 divided by 2 divided by 500, 4.7. This move has already been made. We're trying to get 27 cents. 27 divided by 5. We're trying to get 5.4%. So I don't know if I would do this one right now on the put side. If you sold the 70 and bought the 65. 64 minus 23 divided by 2 divided by 500. Bad, 4%. Skip this one. Lyft, no. PayPal. Let's take a look at PayPal. PYPL. Earnings are February 8th. Doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. I'll pass on this one. Let's take a look. Call side. The 65 is too close, and the 67 is too far out. Put side, you sold the 52.5 and bought the 47.5. Do you get paid for it? 44 minus 12 divided by 2 divided by 500, 3.2%. Bad. Next. Nordstrom will skip. Micron and Upstart. We just got out of Micron. Earnings are December 20th. It's in a couple weeks here. Too close for us. We'll wait till after earnings, then do something on Micron. Upstart. Let's take a look. Down 2.5% today. Earnings are in February. I've traded this one before. On the put side, if you sold the 25 and bought the 20, that one looks interesting. 70 minus 20 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5% on the nose. On the call side, if you sold the 47.5 and bought the 52.5, 161 minus 107 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.4% there. That's okay. Not a lot of opportunities here. CRISPR. CRSP. Down 11.5% today. Downgrade from TD Cowen and JP Morgan Securities raised price target. Maintains a buy. Earnings are on the 20th. Let's take a look. All right, this looks fun. Lots of IV. Some volume here. It's not very liquid. Son of a gun. Put side. Yikes, so. Definitely a lot of call skew. So that's interesting. Yeah, way more buying on the call side. So you'd want to sell the call side, but just not liquid enough. Son of a gun. Close. This is exactly the kind of trade we're looking for. Just we need more liquidity to get in and out. Next. Very close. Boyle. Let's take a look at Colden Boyle. These are nat gas ETFs. Very goofy charts, very goofy ETFs. If you sold the put side, you're definitely going to get paid for it. Yikes, so you'd have to go... There's not enough strikes. You'd have to sell the 16 or the 15. Not enough volume. On the call side, sell the 34. Same thing, not very liquid here. If you sold the 34 and bought the 39, what do you get? 145 minus 92 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.3% there. Let's look at cold KOLD. Selling the 70, hardly any volume here. Call side, not even enough strikes. You need to go way past the 145. UNG. Nada. Okay, back to the list. Chewy. They've got an event on the 14th, Investor Day. Let's take a look. CHWI. Not a lot going on here. Skip the put side. Skip the call side. Coles, KSS. Earnings are February 28th. This is probably in sympathy with Macy's. Call side, if you sold, 30 is awfully close. This one would have been a good one. If you sold the 30, bought the 35, 30 is just too close. Put side, same thing. 22.5 is too close and 20 is too far out. Couple more, then we'll revisit AMD. Cigna, we already looked at. Lilly. American Airlines, we already looked at Delta. Bitcoin, ARC, UVXY, Penn. Let's take a look at Penn. I don't know how liquid this one is, though. Call side, it's okay. You'd have to buy the 30 and sell the 32.5. Earnings are February 1st. Okay, great. Here's your chart. Yikes-o. And definitely want to sell the call side. If you sold the 30 and bought the 32.5. 36 minus 16. Divided by 2, divided by 250. 4%. No good. Put side. Skip the put side. Nike, Carnival, Enphase. Okay. Let's go back to AMD. Call side, if you sold the 150, bought the 155. 184 minus 120 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6.4% there. Where's 150 on the chart? This one seems fair. Let's go ahead and open this one. All right. We're going to sell for January expiration. Hold on, let's take earnings one more time. Earnings are the 30th. Great. Perfect. For January expiration, we're going to sell the 150 and buy the 155. Cool. Verticals, 5 here. 150, 155 is right here. Go with the ask. So we'll sell one January 150 strike on the call side and buy one January 155 call. Limit credit of $69. We'll preview this. Double check our ticket here. Sell one 150 call to open and buy one 155 call to open. Receive a credit of 70. We'll go ahead and send that one out. This will chill here all day. If it gets filled, we'll set a buy to close order for $34. Set that as good till canceled, okay? Cool. I think that'll do it for today. We'll keep an eye on Boeing and Roku, see if they roll. If not, we'll play it by ear. Let's take a look at Roku really quick. It's down. Trying to get past. We're short the 95 and long the 100. So our strikes are right here. We short the 95 and bought the 100. So right now the entire spread is underwater, completely in the money, but we've got a volatile week ahead and this could move all the way down. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. All right, thanks so much for watching. Tune in every morning, 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast, 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. We go live every morning trading options. Tell your friends who are also trading to subscribe and watch every morning as well. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow morning, Tuesday after CPI.